What is up, Keller Williams agents? It is me, Sam Jackson, the Director of Innovation Technology for the amazing Georgia Legacy Group. And today I'm super excited. We had a huge command update that hit over the weekend, and I'm excited to kind of play around. But today I want to share with you really the first look at team functionality or command for teams inside of command. So my command may look a little bit different from yours. I'm logged in as like an MCA. That's how our team is set up for one of our offices here. So just know if there are some subtle differences, that's why. But I want to show you some of the features that you can do as a Rainmaker. So this is really a video for Rainmakers who have teams on what you can do here. So to get things started, command looks no different than normal. But what we're going to do is we're going to go poke around in a few different places. So I'm first going to click on my name up here in the top right-hand corner. And I've already switched to the team. So if you're a Rainmaker, you have a personal account and then you have a team account. But I'm going to switch to the team here. So we have the Keller Williams North Atlanta Executive Leadership Team is what I'm kind of messing around with today. So I'm going to make that switch and click on my name again. And this time I'm going to go to Settings. So again, pretty normal stuff. Not going to see anything huge and greatly different here. However, what I want to click on now is the General Settings button over here in the top left. And for most of you, you should have a Team Management button. So I'm going to click on Team Management here. Oh, I had an error. It's okay. I'm going to go ahead and refresh. That happens from time to time. And it looks like it has just me. I'm logged in as Lynn. But it's just me in the account right now. When I hit refresh, I had a little bit of an issue with the account. All I have to do is go and switch back to the team. So if that happens to you, don't be alarmed. If you see no team members, just know that you're probably in your personal account. But when I made that change from personal to team, you'll now see all of your team members here. Now, you will notice if you're logging in for the first time, you should have a couple of purple boxes that pop up. They'll look something like this, and if you're not seeing them, this is the way to get them. Click on this purple button over here that says Guided Tour. Basically, Kelly and the AI behind this is going to walk you through to make sure that everything is correct. So when you log in the first time with the new team management, the first question is, this is where you'll see like a list of all of the associates on your team. Does this list look correct? And you can say, yep, that's the assistant MCA, that's the team leader, the MCA, productivity coach, we're good there. I can hit yes. That list looks good. Now it's going to ask, okay, what permissions do we want to give these folks? So if you want to learn more, you can click this Learn More button. But just a general breakdown, you have basically three choices right now. Unlimited, which is the highest level. This is like full access. This is the same as a Rainmaker would have. Enhance means that there is some additional team information that you can give here. And then standard would be allows only the most basic functionality. So this would be like kind of access. This would be kind of like share only or like read only mode essentially. But if you want to click on the Learn More Information button, you'll get a new tab on the full breakdown of what that would be. So you can see exactly spot by spot what each of those means. So you have standard, enhanced, and unlimited. This tells you what those folks see. So definitely worth the read. I'm not going to read this for the sake of the video, but definitely click on that button and take a look at it. But you'll see that we're basically going to have the capability to see the team, do the team management, who owns the leads, who can operate the contacts, and then later down here you can also see that there are some spots for smart plans and what that allows as well. So definitely worth a look, pay attention, and know the differences essentially between enhanced and unlimited. You're going to want to pay attention to that one. Each team's unique, so make sure that's the right fit for you. But that looks good to me. I'm just going to hit the done button. But let's just say that I need to change someone. For example, if Loredana is our team leader, but let's just say that this was like your director of lead generation, and this person needed higher than standard, you can click on this button and change it to enhanced or unlimited. Or I can take that back. I can change it from unlimited to standard. Totally up to you, but take a look and manage each person right here within your screen. Okay? So that's just kind of the team permissioning in a nutshell. The other thing you can do is click this Add Member button if you're missing someone in your team. And then you can select the type. So what type of member are you adding? And this would be add a team member or add a guest. Be very careful here because there are a lot of, I don't want to say consequences in the terms of like that being a strict thing, but there are consequences to what button you choose here. So adding a team member will actually add a person to your team. So this would be the same thing as, going to your MCA and saying like, hey, Joe is joining my team, this would be your way to kind of kickstart that process by clicking on add a team member, filling out their information, their email address, their role, and then you can submit that request. My understanding is that there is actually a, here we'll just do Joe Agent. Oops. There's a review process to where, like, when you submit this as a Rainmaker, there is, I believe, a 36-hour window. Let me double check that, though. Joe Agent at kw.com. Let me put like a random number in there so that we don't accidentally do the right thing. So let's just say lead gen. And optional, when I hit submit request, this will then go to my MCA, and you'll see that they have a certain time period that they have to respond to this. So that be adding a member to it, that will get MCA approval. I'm going to make sure I let Lynn know that I did that. The other thing you can do underneath this button would be click the add member and then also add a guest user. Now be careful here. You have only 2 available spots. So if you were using like a transaction coordinator and like a third-party marketing person, this would limit you on creating a third person if you were to create like an admin. That would kind of handcuff you a little bit for the time being. But essentially what you would do is go ahead and you would straight up create this account. And maybe I got my things confused, but this is the one that says that a request will be sent to the market center, but they have 72 hours to process it. But this will be giving someone essentially full access to your database. So pay attention to this one. This is probably one that you don't want to hand out freely. Have a conversation with your MCA or your market center tech person if you're outside the GLG, just to make sure you have some clarity around this and what it does. But this would be giving like a guest account, access to your database, and to some of the more advanced features inside of your personal command. So I'd probably guard this one if I were you. Cool. We're going to see a whole lot of changes coming into Command. I don't want to go too deep into this one because my understanding is going to be a lot that changes as we go through this. But essentially, agents on your team will see some different nuances with things like tags and contacts and a bunch of other things. But I would say right now, this would be a good chance just to come in, go through your settings and verify that your team members are showing up, making sure that they are in this list right here. And then the other thing as well is I would probably, if you haven't yet, go back to your team contract and make sure that you have some clarity around who retains that lead. A lot of leadership are kind of referring to this as like your prenuptial of, we want this to be a happy marriage, but in the event that, we do get divorced out of business in terms of technology, who gets the lead, who owns the lead, who's the assignee of the lead, what policies in place do you have for when and if somebody does leave your team? Are you providing a copy of their database? Is that on them? How are tags going to work? All types of things. But I would suggest today, at least get in here, make sure that your team is verified, come into general settings, team management, make sure they show up, and then definitely take a look at your contract and make sure that you've had that conversation of what happens in the event of a breakup. Technology is kind of a unique thing in which we're kind of forced to have those conversations. Just want to bring some clarity into your world because we know that clarity is power with that one. So thank you all for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to hit me up in the comment section below, or you can find me on Kelly. Just open up your Kelly app and say, find Sam Jackson, and feel free to reach out to me that way as well. But as always, stay in command. I love you guys, and be safe out there and go vote. Thank you.